Here's the 4-hour price chart for NVIDIA Corporation, stock ticker NVDA. So as we can see here, the stock is starting to show a bit of a slowdown after a pretty massive run higher. As we can see here, share prices are now coming into some resistance zones. So it's going to be very important for investors to outline some very specific support and resistance areas and levels so that proper trading activities and strategies can be implemented going forward. In this video, we're going to be looking specifically at the recent price movements that have occurred near the 127.66 area, because this level is turning out to be quite significant in terms of defining the broader trend activity that is likely to occur for this stock going forward. So most recently, we have seen share price lows coming in at $90.69. As this has happened, we did see share prices move into oversold territory and start to roll out of that territory. So the most recent events here, if we drill into this price chart a bit, show that the stock has now moved into overbought territory. So we've got the sort of reverse scenario that's starting to occur. And as this has happened, share prices have actually started to post some negative closing periods here. We haven't seen much in the way of negative price action. Overall, we do have sort of almost a hammer candle on the 4-hour time frame. But we have not yet been able to retest this 130 level that now marks the primary level of resistance going forward. So if we're watching the stock to the downside, the main level that will need to be watched comes in at roughly just above 120. As we can see, this was a prior area of resistance that would now be expected to work as support. And then in addition to that, we also have the 20-period exponential moving average roughly aligning with this area, coming in at just below the 120 mark. So in less than $1 of share price action, we have two fairly significant price signals, which do suggest that support zones should start to form in this area. Of course, it should not be surprising that share prices are starting to stall out a bit here. As we can see, the share price action is starting to deviate quite sharply from the exponential moving average cluster. So essentially, there's a lot of distance here. And that's not normal. In most cases, the stock does need to revert to the mean, trade more in line alongside its longer term exponential moving averages. So as we can see here, the share price, has taken a major move higher, and the exponential moving averages have not been able to keep up. So as long as this occurs, we have to, at the very least, we have to expect a period of sideways consolidation. In the best case scenario, that could be enough to allow the exponential moving averages to sort of drift higher and meet share prices to such an extent that overall the reversion to the mean argument would then become validated, and we would then not be trading in such overbought territory. But as things currently stand, if we are looking at the relative strength index reading, things are starting to roll over, but now we are in danger of breaking back below the exponential moving average for the relative strength index. So essentially what I'm pointing to here would be the difference between the purple line and the yellow line on this price chart. As we can see here, so we're starting to roll over out of overbought territory, and we're now on the verge of making a moving average break here to the downside. So, looking at this stock more broadly, we can see that a lot of this was not really surprising. Overall, the negative trend in share price momentum that had been in place since roughly the stock posted its all-time highs did start to break during the August 9 trading session. And if we look here, this is where the majority of the price action to the top side actually started to occur. So if we can sort of drill in a bit here, this is a pretty good lesson as far as understanding share price momentum and how things are likely to unfold once certain technical analysis signals become apparent. So as we can see here, the Friday, August 9 trading session really is sort of the line in the sand as far as this trading momentum indicator is concerned. As we can see here, this is where the relative strength index breaks above its downtrend. And this does suggest that the prior downtrend signifying negative share price momentum has run its course, has completed itself, and is no longer directly influencing share prices. So in other words, we're starting a new trend, and as we can see, the share price movement really did confirm this price break to the top side. So roughly this would have occurred. Let's look at exactly where this would have happened. So this would be the the August 9 trading session would have occurred here. So this isn't exactly the dead bottom here, but that is to be expected. You can't really expect a major reversal in share price momentum to occur exactly at the lows. In most cases, especially when you're dealing with a large cap stock like NVIDIA, where there's so much money being centered on the stock, so much money involved in share price movements. It's almost like turning around a battleship. You can't really expect share prices to just sort of turn around on a dime like that. So, something like that is not going to catch the dead bottom, but you will see share price momentum start to shift relatively early within the price trend. So, anybody that did take the trade during the Friday August 9 trading session as a result of this upside share break, would have seen handsome gains here and would have caught the vast majority of this price move. If we look at the YouTube videos that cover this stock, they're almost always late. You start to see a major price movement, and then people start saying buy the stock. Essentially, that's because these people have no clue what they're doing. They don't know how to actually read a price chart. They're just trying to clickbait people into getting excited about something, and it could be anything. If it's not NVIDIA today, it would be some other stock tomorrow. So these are not the types of things people need to be watching. What we do need to be watching is price action in the chart analysis itself. So as we can see here, this is what would have ultimately led to a very strong trading move early on in the process. And these are the types of trading strategies that we used in the members only section of the platform. The trade that was taken yesterday did see upside gains of 6.13% in a single trading session. We purchased the stock at the market open, and then by the end of trading, we were already higher by 6.13%. As we can see here, the share price action in NVIDIA was moving the other direction. So holding on to NVIDIA stock yesterday was not the right play. It was moving out of this, given the fact that we are starting to see some slowdown in share price momentum. All of that said, this does not mean that I do believe that the current movement higher is over. I do think that we could see a bit more upside, but first, I think that we're going to need to see a retest of this downward area here, roughly where the exponential moving average cluster currently rests. So, we're looking at roughly 120.20, somewhere around there. If we did see a price drop into that area, a bit of a pullback into that area, then we could start to expect, share prices to start to recover themselves and possibly make another push higher. So here's the current market update for NVIDIA Corporation, stock ticker NVDA. Our high value trading strategies membership is currently available for a limited time for only $9.99 per month. These high conviction investment strategies are characterized by superior risk to reward metrics that target massive market beating returns over time. Join now to outperform the market, lock in this special introductory rate of just $9.99 per month for the entire lifetime of your membership, and start trading stocks with the pros.